Hiya! Can you believe it's the 1st of August 2025? How did that happen? July has just disappeared. I mean, we went away to London on the 30th of June and it's just went so quickly. But I thought today is the perfect day to show how the garden's looking. And I thought it would be nice to start in a side garden, since this is the area that's always had like quite a lot of blooms, and it's definitely sort of went over that stage and waiting on the next stage. But I think it's still looking really pretty with all the different kinds of foliage, and obviously we've got the wee hydrangea, that Invincible Spirit, and the Echinopsis is, I'm just loving that, although it's definitely in the wrong position. It's so tall. I didn't realise that it got as big as it has, so it needs to get moved to the back, which I'll do just probably in a few weeks. And here you can see in the distance the gorgeous hydrangea, which is called Zorro, I think, and it was the cutting from the big blue one that you would have just seen at the other end. And it's just beautiful, and obviously the soil must be different because it's a completely different colour. And here we've got the Queen of Sweden rose, which is a David Austin one, and it's getting plenty of buds on it now, because at the start of the season it just got totally hit with green fly, frost, you name it. I think everything got this poor thing, but look at it now. It's definitely got lots of buds and flowers. I was trying to see where that wee butterfly went, but I think it's away. And panning round, you can see the limelight hydrangea. I'll call it a limelight. I'm not entirely sure if that is what it is, because it was one from Morrison's. But yeah, you can see that in the distance. And in that wee pot, there's an astilbe, which was a bare root. And here we've got a Rudbeckia that's not quite burst into flower yet, but the buds are there. So that's exciting. And in the lavender, I cut back the other day, and I think I was a bit harsh. The other week, I might have been a bit harsh on it. So we'll see how that looks, because I'm undecided whether it's getting ripped out and replaced or if we just move it. Look at this blooming rose. Look at it. Oh, it was a bare root last year as well, and it didn't do much last year. I got a couple of blooms, and I think this would have done even better had it also not got hit with green fly. It was a mess a few months ago, but it's bounced back and it's looking fab. I've actually cut a couple of blooms for in the salon, and here I'm just looking in amazement at my Echinopsis again. It's still to turn colour, but it's looking good. What have we got down here? Now that's where I'm thinking I'm going to put the Echinopsis. And panning around here, the wee teepee, that has got a clematis, and just under that was a salmon begonia. No, not a salmon begonia, salmon geranium, pelargonium. I can't get into the way of saying pelargonium. I'm so used to saying geranium, but it's the annual version. And then down in front of the bird bath, we've got these wallflowers. Now, these really bugged me because I thought they were my Sweet William seedlings, and I planted them there. But do you know what? See, now they're there, they're going to start flowering probably, I think they'll be in the spring, and that's going to be a welcome bit of colour. So they're getting left there. Quite happy to have them there. And then we've got the green cornice, which is also a dogwood, just in the distance there, looking really gorgeous. Although I'm going to move that because that's where I want to put the rhododendron that I got. We've got a wee lonesome aster, got a pretty colour. And more Echinopsis. Look, these ones have started to turn colour. They're just beautiful. It's a gorgeous shade. And then some lilies down there as well, the pink ones, but they're kind of going over. I mean, they're a nice wee pop of colour. I chopped back this lady's mantle this morning because it was just getting far too unruly. I was going to keep it to see if the seeds went and got some more, but it was just far too messy. So, nah, I've had enough. And the poppy seed heads, impatiently waiting on them. And look at this hydrangea. This is the one that's the parent plant of that one along at the other end. It's gorgeous. It's so big. It was about 1.5 foot tall. No, in fact, probably about 1 foot tall when I bought it. And just at this back side of the wall, we've got this wee hydrangea, which, again, not entirely sure what kind it is, but I don't think I've been giving it enough water because the flower buds don't look like they're going to open, and I think that's maybe a water issue. And then these gorgeous lilies. I think these are like rose lilies, but I got them from Home Bargains for like about £1.50 for the bulbs last year, and they're just gorgeous. And then just here we've got a clematis, and underneath that we've got a skimmia just at the bottom of the screen, and then the supertunias are looking fab, although I've started to notice a few weeds coming through, like the dandelions, and I'm just thinking, you know, like it gets to this point and I feel like if I start pulling them out, I'm going to end up damaging the flowers, so I might just have to leave them for now. And the poppy pink there is Rose Campion, and then obviously the yellow is my Rebecca. Yeah, see the dandelion leaves there. Even if I just maybe snap them off. And then we've got some Nicotiana or Nicotiana. That's the sort of yellowy lime green. And then look at this dogwood. This is a red one. It's about the height of me now. Can't wait to see the pop of red in the winter. And then we've got, did you see the agapanthus there? And then the beautiful supertunias in the pot. I'm loving those. Next to the Rebecca, please ignore the hose. Should have tidied that away, but I forgot. And then here we've got the lupin next to the hose. That's growing back after I cut it. More Rebecca. And then in between those two, we've got amaranthus, which is called Green Cascade. And then the beautiful Rebecca. It's not got as many buds in it this year, but I think I might have been over-fertilising or something before it had buds. And then more super... Oh, look. Nephofia eventually is starting to flower. So that's also called Red Hot Pokers. And I can't wait. I didn't think it was going to bloom this year, so that was a nice surprise this morning. And then just at the corner there was my mum's rose that she gave me. It's got lots and lots of buds. More supertunia. And the gladiola is bursting into flower now. They've been really, really pretty. I actually showed someone one and they said it was like one that you could have on a show, and that just made my day. So yeah, this is walking along the path back towards the side garden. I just love all these wee sort of nooks and crannies. It's my kind of garden. Oh yeah, I think I wanted to show you this morning when I was looking at this view. Oh, ignore the clothesline. Forgot to move that. Yeah, I feel really lucky that everything is looking the way it's looking just now. I even like the wee pop of red with the watering can hung up on the pole of the pergola. And obviously this is a patio, and I tried to tidy this up a couple of weeks ago, and I don't know, I tidy it up and then it looks okay for a wee while and then it just gets a bit messy again, but never mind. And this is my absolute favourite. I'm so proud of this year. The wheelbarrow that I planted out. And these I'm so proud of as well. These dahlias. These were collected from seed from one of my own dahlias last year, which was bright orange, by the way. Look at that. Absolutely loving it. Not bad for basically costing about £2 or £3 at the most. Because as I said, the supertunias were cut, and the lobelia from seed. The geranium or pelargonium, there's only 2 in there, and they were a pack of 6. And they weren't expensive. And then the dahlias were free seeds. So it just shows you don't always need to have loads and loads of money. And then this, again, this is another one of my favourite bits. These impatiens, this is the first time having them in my garden, and I'm going to have these every year because I've definitely got wee shady bits that will benefit from these wee pops of colour. And there's the super petunias. They were in a hanging basket. I've just took the hanging basket down and put it on this wee table. And then hiding in the back there is just the little wishing well that my dad made years ago, and now that he's not here, I have it just nestled in the corner there. I think he'll be so happy to see it in the garden. And then just stepping back a wee bit to have more of a wider view. And in the front I've got the calendula as well, and you can see the wee violas, which is the wee purple ones. And then panning around here, we've got snapdragons straight on and lilies in the distance there. They're called stargazer, I think. And you can see the brunneras just hiding at the back of everything there. Actually, I'm starting to really like the wee table. I wasn't sure when I first put it in there. Oh, just look at these lilies. Again, I think I'm going to order a lot more of these for next year and hopefully have them dotted around in different spots. And then that urn at the back with the lobelia, again grown from seed. Oh, I don't know. See, lobelia, for it being so delicate, it really makes an impact, I think. And then at the front, we've got these gladiolas. And I noticed that there's going to be a few wee blooms coming. And then we've got sweet peas, climbing up the old clothes pole, and a wee foxglove as well. And then there's sweet William down there, and a wee black ball cornflower, which is that sort of burgundy colour. And then with snapdragons, they were grown from seed that I collected as well. And then a hosta, there's gladiolas there. Need to cut those hosta blooms off actually. And yeah, that's the patio area, and then just a view of the house border. I'm just trying to get in all the different views of the garden. It's a bit hard when it's quite small areas. But that was a super tunia again with Creeping Jenny and that wee trough on the shed. And here we've got more of those lilies that are in the back border as well. And the grass is miscanthus. I can't remember what variety it is, but I grew that from seed about 2 years ago. And then here's these geraniums or pelargoniums. I'm going to really try hard to call them that. And I think this is called, I don't know how to pronounce it, but like Nordwick's Glory or something. Look at that. Not quite open, but you can just tell it's going to be a stunner. And actually it is, because we were at the garden centre and there was those there. And they're amazing. Amazing. Oh, and sweet corn. Now, I don't know if there's going to be corn inside that. I've been trying to feed it and things like that, so I'm hoping. And I know it's all about pollination as well, and I did try to double check that it was pollinated and things. So here's hoping. And there's actually other ones that I think is going to turn into corn, hopefully. You can just see something poking out the top of the base of the leaves there. It doesn't have those silky things on it though, so I don't know. I'm really not sure. First time properly growing it, so we'll see. And totally tangerine dahlia. Isn't that a stunner? And then we have more super tunias. There's 4 plants in here, so I probably overdid it because it's in here with the total tangerine geum, which will be getting moved. That's going to go in the ground, and hopefully it's going to be big enough that I can split it and maybe get a couple of plants. And this is my tomatoes, obviously. The Weigela right there, trying to flower again actually. And then this is the Sambuca or something like that, the black one, the trunks with the black leaves. And here we are again, looking at my wheelbarrow. I can't help it, I'm so amazed with it this year. I bet you next year it's going to be like a damp squib. It'll be probably rubbish, but I'll enjoy it this year. And the begonias are looking great. And someone had given me a tip about pinching off the female flowers, and I think I'm managing it because I'm definitely getting the bigger male flowers, which are more roughly looking. Oh, there was a weed. Can't have that. And then just another wee look at this border here, because I don't think we looked at the calendula here. And we've got the Annabelle, strong Annabelle, and this is just my wee Heidi corner with the fern and the wee rusty chairs and the little head planter that I got from Gracie. The dark gold Physocarpus, that bright lime colour, it's gorgeous. And then just another wee view of the side garden, and then the calendula, and then the wee white petunia down there. Anyway, I really hope that you've enjoyed seeing the garden at the start of August. It'll be really interesting to see what happens over the next few weeks, but I'm really excited for that. So I'll just say, I hope you're having a really, really nice day, and bye for now.